DNP 102.3 FM. Welcome back to another edition of Saturday Night Live and Local. We are joined in studio by Last Day's Pay. How you guys doing tonight?
Doing good.
Great. Yeah.
Hey.
Good to be here.
Awesome. Thanks for being here, guys. So basically, I'll just start off by having you guys introduce yourselves, and we'll just kind of take it from there.
My name's Randy. We got Chris.
Hey.
Joe.
And Jake.
All right. Well, welcome, guys. So first question, where'd you guys grow up?
I grew up in Strasburg mostly. Moved down to New Philly, lived down there for a couple years. I was off Commercial Avenue. Now it's a pet store. But down to Texas, back up here to Ohio, back up here and found these guys.
Right on. And what about you, Chris?
Navy brat. I was born in Rhode Island, moved to Hawaii. Don't remember any of that, unfortunately. Moved to Virginia Beach, then moved awkwardly to Ohio.
Awesome.
I'm a Canton boy. Moved around a lot, but this place just keeps pulling me back.
T County?
Here I am. No, Canton.
Oh, Canton.
Yep,
Yeah.
Stark County.
No, they're both traps.
Yep. Neighbor to the north, but that's it.
No kidding. What about you, man?
I was actually born in Heidelberg, Germany.
Really?
Yeah, and then my mom was in the Army, so then she came back to Ohio, and I've been here pretty much ever since.
Very nice. Second German-born person we've had on the show, actually.
Nice.
Right on. So what got you guys interested in music?
When I was like a kid just growing up, I used to watch Billy Soul. It was like the pre-MTV version. I was out in the sticks with my mom and dad, and they'd tune that in, and I'd watch like Peter Gabriel and the Talking Heads and Michael Jackson and all that stuff.
And you're old.
And yeah, I'm old.
It's good stuff, though.
But I saw the videos, and I'm like, man, I want to be David Lee Roth. I want to be CeCe DeVille, and now we're doing Last Day's Pay.
There you
It's
go.
even better.
I think you're the first person ever to say they wanted to be CeCe DeVille. I don't even think CeCe DeVille wanted to be CeCe DeVille.
Chris, what about yourself, man?
I mean, I've always had music in my life on my mom's side, and she always used to listen to awesome stuff like ABBA and the Carpenters. Luckily, I grew out of that. So, picked up a guitar when I was a little bit younger, got into it, got into better music, and it's been since that.
Very cool. Joe?
Mostly boredom. Not a whole lot else to do. I got a piece of junk guitar and started wailing on it and kind of clicked eventually. Took a while, but it was just something to do, pass the time. I thought one day I'd be cool doing it. It still hasn't happened, but still hoping. Yeah.
And I guess I've just seen like guys like Tommy Lee and Ricky Rocket, flinging the sticks in the air and spinning around, and I thought that was the coolest stuff ever. So I just grew up listening to it, and as I got older, I found what I liked and just branched from there.
Very nice. And did you guys all start off with the instruments that you're playing now?
No, I didn't. I tried other stuff, and as soon as I got drumsticks in my hands, I knew that that's what I wanted to do. Everything else is just nothing from there.
Well,
Yeah, I started out playing guitar. I play guitar like a bass player, I realized eventually, and bass just clicked, and said stick with that. It works.
very cool. Chris?
I think I started singing before anything and realized I don't have a good lead vocal, but I'm okay with backups. Picked up a guitar and all that good stuff. Played piano for a little bit too, but that just didn't. But I have a keytar now, so we'll see how that pans out.
Awesome. What about you, Randy?
I started off, my 8th birthday was like my first guitar lesson, and that was it was sold the second that I started playing and singing. I couldn't stop doing either one, so kept doing both.
So you took lessons. What about you, Chris? Did you take lessons?
I took guitar lessons very briefly, and it was the most awkward experience ever because it started out with, okay, here's the 4 notes for Come As You Are, and then go home, practice that, come back, all right, and we're going to go on to some Randy Rhoads stuff. Isn't there something in between these two?
Yeah, no kidding.
No, so I think I did maybe a month of that and then knocked it off and then went back later on to learn theory, but it never really stuck. I've always kind of just liked listening, hearing, and seeing what I should add.
Very cool.
Yeah, I took lessons very briefly, and looking back now, I had a terrible teacher. So I was on the point of giving up, because it just wasn't fun for me. But I stuck with it and figured I could just teach myself, and got a couple Social D albums, and that was pretty much it, man. Figured if I can play this, I can do it. But.
Very cool.
So I'm just self-taught.
Hey, there you go, man.
I'd like to jam, and so I'd practice.
Just likes to hit stuff. He's very angry.
I do want to give a shout out to my guitar teacher, Rick Troyer. He's still teaching, and he's got a shop out in Sugar Creek called Hummingbird Music Studio. And if you need a lesson, you need a guitar, you need anything, go out there and tell him I sent you, and he'll tell you all sorts of horrible stories about when I was a kid.
How much he pay you for that?
So we heard a lot of mixed influences from you guys as far as what encouraged you to get started playing. But now that you're in a band together, what would you say your biggest influences are for Last Days Pay?
I mean, really, it kind of comes from all over, and we all have our different backgrounds that we came from, and it's the culmination of, like, my listening to, like, hair metal and punk rock when I was a kid, and, like, that comes into it, and everybody's little background just melds in. We got together to be like a more punk band, and then it just ended up being that's not exactly who we were, so we just rolled with it.
Yeah.
I think we have the added benefit of we all have a set of, I don't know, maybe like 2 or 3 dozen bands that we all just absolutely love. But as soon as you stray from that, we've all got these large branching paths of just different stuff.
Yeah.
So we constantly pull from different directions, which is really cool.
Yeah, we
Awesome.
kind of bonded over, the Ramones and Rancid and Social D, and we realized we all liked those bands. That's what we kind of started jamming some of their songs from the beginning, and then it was, once we started throwing our own influences we were writing, we realized it was all over the place, and it was awesome.
That's cool.
No 2 songs are really exactly alike. You can hear kind of who wrote what in the songs, and there are different styles to it, and so it's been fun.
It kind of keeps us fresh, too. I mean, a lot of our sounds, like, from song to song, they're more unique than a lot of other bands. Like, I love NoFX, but, like, almost all their songs are interchangeable at some point.
Yeah,
so,
very.
like, it gives us a lot of room to breathe. We can go from, like, something like Hit the Floor to Aisha or, Breathe Deep, whatever.
Yeah, I think there's very few bands out there that would be able to claim that they have an Irish pub song that goes right alongside of a rap metal song.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Then to a very, very fast, dust off the drain. That's,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick tempo.
Yeah, we keep the fast moments in there, but we mix some poppy stuff in there with it and just kind of keep it all over the place.
Very cool. Well, hey, what do you guys say we get into playing some music?
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell us about the first track we're going to play. It's called Away.
I think everybody out there who knows us knows Away at this point. It's been 95% of our shows. That's what we close with. We actually have a music video out for it. Our buddy Aiden Prinny did for us. Shot it, mixed it, everything. It's really awesome. We love it. Go watch it on YouTube and that kind of thing. It's out there.
LastDaysPay.com.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, it is a great song, and it's one of those ones that you can really get the crowd singing along to pretty easily.
Yeah, we pretty regularly have 25, 30 people on stage with us, when we play around Akron, around Canton, that are singing along with us, and really get up here, have some fun.
Awesome. Well, this is Away by Last Days Pay on DNP 102.3 FM.
Well, get over here, boy, and sit down in front of me. Tell me when you grow up, what the hell do you want to be? In this town, there's no room for imagining. There's only 2 kinds of work, fast food or factory. Your dreams are all packed up at the end of the day, but they'll never come true if they're always locked away. Away, away, away. Away, away, away. Away, away, away. Away, away. Well, they call you a loser 'cause they don't
It is DNP 102.3 FM, and this is another edition of Saturday Night Live and Local. Thank you very much for tuning in. We are in the studio right now with Last Day's Pay, and before the break, we just heard a song from them called Away. And, yeah, guys, awesome track.
Well, thank you
very much.
We like it.
Awesome. So my next question for you guys, naturally, is what bands have you guys played with in the past?
One of at least my favorite shows that we've played, but had the least amount of people at, was we played with the Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Oh, really?
At the Agora up in Cleveland. It was a
Awesome.
phenomenal show front to back. We met some really cool dudes up there. But it was the same night as the last playoff game for the Cavs.
Oh, really?
And they were across town getting their butts kicked in front of, how many thousand people, and we were playing to, 12. But it was still a blast. Voodoo Glow Skulls killed it. They are really, really
Yeah,
good.
they're an awesome band.
We got the chance to play with the Mahones shortly before they also went out with... They did, an international tour with Flogging Molly and the Dropkick Murphys.
Yeah.
That was a really fun show. We played with Crack from Cleveland. Really, really good guys.
Awesome.
We could name, local bands all night long that we've played
Yeah.
a ton with.
Honestly.
The Said So, Dead End Job, a couple
Yep.
of our favorites from around the Akron-Canton area. Neil and the McGangbangs, another real good one.
Mayday Riots.
Mayday Riots, yeah. Murphy's Children.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones, but we've done our share with the touring bands. We've done with some smaller touring bands, Private Instigators from Chicago, American Pinup from New York. We
Yep.
played with a couple of times, real good. We've had a nice little variety there. It seems like for a while anybody that was coming through Akron, we'd jump right on it any chance we could get.
We also get the
Yeah.
occasional, just out of the blue band. We opened for Non-Point and Head PE. Not sure
Really?
if you're familiar with them,
Yeah.
but...
A bunch of Mohawk punk kids and the other opening bands were just death metal bands. And it was like, why are we here? We
was
loved
so
it though. It's
awesome.
fun.
So I
yeah.
love Non-Point though, man. That's one of my
Yeah.
bands I've listened to when I was 13, 14. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Head
Still going
PE.
strong.
Head PE takes me back, man. That was
Oh yeah, that's
back in the day.
Swan Dive, I think it was.
Yeah, I
Head PE
think
were
so.
Head PE were really cool dudes too. I was kind of
Really?
surprised. They were real. We were just chatting with them after the show. We gave them a shirt and that kind of thing, and the dude cut the sleeves off of it at their merch table and was like, "I'll be wearing it," and that kind of thing. And they're real down to earth kind of guys and been around forever, and hasn't got to them evidently.
That's cool.
At least cool to the local bands. You see a lot of touring bands that are kind of, we don't even want to say hi to you. Played with a lot of those kind of bands, but it's nice when they actually remember the roots they came from. At least give you some acknowledgement or whatever.
So, what's the craziest thing you guys have ever seen on the road out there?
Good God.
we got to kind of open this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, we
this
did
is
have-
a family radio show, isn't it?
It's a little late at
Not
night.
this edition.
Okay.
We had a really nice boob contest. That was pretty
That was-
fun.
I said, well, our panty drive is always going on. That's
That
a
is
top
true.
thing that.
We do collect panties.
We had a very beautiful show at Annabelle's where a bachelorette party happened to roll in, and in the middle of our set, one of the ladies wearing a dress.
Well, she came up and she's like, "I'm getting married tomorrow. You have to play a song for me." And Breathe Deep was next on the list.
Nice.
And so we just jumped it right out, man. And the one girl from the party, just right there in front of us, took them down and hung them over my microphone while I'm singing.
Is that part of the scarf collection you got going on?
I think that.
I think
No.
those might be them.
No, this was a different one. Very, very similar to these.
How many do you have on the scarf?
Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 7, somewhere in there.
Nice, not bad.
We've
It was a
seen
good
some
start.
ladies' underwear.
I wanted some color and some variety, and
So you got a couple different versions too, right? The red, white, and blue ones
Yeah,
for
we
4th
got
of July. And
the American flag one. There.
Yeah. There we go.
These have thankfully stuck with us for a long time. They've tried to been a couple girls. Only girls try to steal our panties. I don't know what it's about, but yeah, a few times they've tried to run off with them. My girlfriend Amy actually stopped one of them in her tracks. She's like, "Those aren't yours."
So was birthday
Shut
girl
up, pass.
was she the start of the scarf?
Oh, she actually was getting married. She was a bachelorette.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
We also had a beautiful show. We weren't playing at the time, but the band that followed us up, this was in Columbus, had a fantastic gentleman come up and perform with them.
Oh, we've had our share. You see it out there where somebody just gets on stage and just wants
starts
to
dancing and
join the band that night. You know, they
Yeah.
decide.
They made the mistake of playing a cover song, and as much as the guys were trying to be so nice, and it was, hey, good job, man, good job, nice, thanks for coming out, and he's like, let's play another.
So do you guys typically just play local or?
Akron, Canton, for the most part. We branch out into Cleveland, Columbus. That's about it at the moment. We're trying to branch out more and more as we go. But
I think once we're actually working on recording another CD. We're about to get the first couple steps for that underway, and when the summertime rolls around, we want to do a lot more shows in support of that. So I figure we'll be trying to branch out more, head out to like Chicago, up to Detroit, over to Jersey.
Very cool.
We've been lucky enough to have open invites to a whole bunch of different, like Pennsylvania, like you said, Chicago, Detroit, New York. We just haven't had a chance, and we haven't felt confident enough to take it out. But
and
that's
you
the
know
next
we're
steps.
we're not young kids doing this. We all got jobs and responsibilities and stuff, which is a fight a lot of the time because you just want to hit the road for 4 or 5 days, but it's like, well, I got to work and
Even on
my
like
electric's going to be shut off.
Yeah. Even on like local shows, it's like I get back home from the show and then I work at like 7 in the morning, so I wake up at like 5:30 to start getting ready and then head out for my job. So I get like a 2-hour nap maybe between the show and the job. It
Worth
gets rough
every
sometimes,
bit of it.
but yeah, absolutely, I love it.
So what do you guys do for your 9 to 5?
I wait tables.
Oh, yeah?
Most glorious job that there is, dealing with all the smiling faces of the city.
Yeah, no doubt.
I'm a software developer, and I also do sound at Empire up in
Concert
Akron.
Club.
Yeah, that one.
That place.
Very cool.
I watched that movie recently, man. It's a good movie.
Yeah. Good old apartment maintenance.
Oh, yeah?
Plugging toilets, changing light bulbs. All
Fun
that
stuff.
Fun stuff. Oh, yeah. Wonderful stuff.
So I'm pretty much the same thing, painter, maintenance.
Very cool.
The same company as Joe, actually.
Yeah.
Nice. So how'd you guys meet?
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
Oh, yeah? No kidding,
None of
man.
us knew each other at all. We were like the one band on the planet that pulled 4 people, random people off Craigslist. And
I actually looked in the men looking for men section.
And how long ago was that?
almost 3 years now.
Is that right?
Yeah, well, beginning of May, so 2.5 to 3 years right now. We're at.
Holy
So,
cow.
Yeah.
Yep, just over 2 years since our first show, last week and a half ago. So hit that anniversary.
Awesome. You guys sound like you've been playing together for a lot longer than that.
We came together really well.
Yeah, I can tell. All right, man. Well, hey, let's get another song going. The next one we have up next is "With Our Past." What's the story behind this one?
Oh man, this is this is one with less of a personal story than most. It's just I don't know. The lyrics all kind of came together in one nice sitting, and Chris had some badass guitar riffs to throw on top of it.
Cool.
But,
All right. Well, hey, let's get it on here. This is "With Our Past" by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM.
All this talk of compromise seems the way it slides. If you don't like who I am, you can. Let's go! I take comfort in
WJMP 102.3 FM. That was With Our Past by Last Day's Pay, and we are joined here in the studio with them. That's Randy, Chris, Joe, and Jake. If you have any questions for them, feel free to give us a call at 343-1023, or hop on the Facebook at Saturday Night, or search the Saturday Night Live and Local page, and you can ask questions on there too.
Also, if you're a sexy lady, feel free to call in. We'll take your calls.
I like the way you said the Facebook, like you're really old.
I say the Facebook.
I do.
I know.
That's kind of, or I call it the book, you know. All right.
All the cool kids. Yeah.
So my next question for you guys is, what was your first concerts?
My first real concert was I saw Poison, and Tesla opened up for them. It was at the Richfield Coliseum, and
Nice.
it was phenomenal. I loved it. One of the things that you remember forever when you're a kid. I was like 12 years old or something like that.
I'm right up the same alley. It was Blue Oyster Cult at some county fair. I don't remember what. I was probably 8 or 9 years old.
There was a band when I was a kid called, I think, Tadpole. They were kind of like local, but they played at the Amherst Cinema. And I loved that. And then after that, I saw Metallica with Godsmack. That was, I think, my first legitimate concert. That was pretty cool.
Like Randy, mine was Poison with Warren and Faster Pussycat.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was at Blossom. Man. That's one of the first times I've ever seen Ricky Rocket. And I mean, I remember throwing the drumstick up. It was like 2-3 stories high, and still catching it and playing the beat. And
Heck yeah. That's you're hooked
good
at that
performance,
point.
even though Brett Michaels is what he is today. It was amazing. Even CeCe DeVille too. You know.
Oh, yeah.
He had tons of energy and great
Yeah.
show.
Very cool. We just got a call from Pete. Apparently he's a pretty good friend of yours.
Yeah, I know Pete.
Hi, Pete.
Pete
Hi,
Pingle
Pete.
down there.
He had nothing but high praise for you guys. Said, keep on killing it.
Right on, right on.
Thank you, Pete. We love you.
All right.
Yeah, Pete has been preaching the Last Days Pay gospel down here in T County for quite some time. I've known him for what seems like forever now. He's an awesome dude.
That's awesome. I remember when I first found out about you guys. I found out about you like maybe a year or so ago.
Bathroom stall?
Your cousin, no, actually, your cousin Jim, who's sitting out there, he sent me a link to your guys' music, and I remember telling him, like, Jim, I was like, I don't know how you know these guys, but their music rocks. And he's like, well, that's actually my cousin's band. And I'm like, really? Are they local? He's like, yeah, they're local. I was like, awesome.
Take it.
Yeah, Jim and Leanne have been huge supporters, and I can't thank them enough, really. Every time I see them, they're always telling me, like how much they listen to the CD, how much, it means to them, and that means a lot to me. That's wild to think that, we're giving people smiles. That's awesome.
Yeah, we have a nice core group of, they've become our friends at this point. We didn't know any of them before we started this band, a lot of them, but they've, really it's kind of become like a family thing, and it's, every show we play, even if they're the only ones there, they're going to be there, and it's nice to have that. That 15 to 20 people that just support you so much and make you keep going at it, you're doing it for them.
We should also, I don't know if they're listening, but Jeremy and Danita,
yeah,
those guys have been awesome. They got us Christmas presents like the last
They
2
make
years.
our merchandise by
Super
hand for
fans.
us. Yeah, it's
awesome.
fantastic.
Yeah,
They're fantastic.
they support the local scene more than just about anybody that I can think of. They're really huge.
Well, that's the thing about, especially punk music, is it's a scene that's all DIY. It is what you make it,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Yeah, nobody's out there looking to do anything for you.
right.
Whatever you want to do for yourself, that's what you're going to get back out of it.
Absolutely. So what drives you guys to keep doing this?
Dude, it was just there's a lot of things that I enjoy doing, and there's a lot of things that I could be doing, but this is making music is the one thing that I should be doing. Like, that's always been a passion of mine. It's always been a drive. Ever since I was little and I could learn, to sing along to Queen or Styx or whatever, Twisted Sister, it was just like that was always going to be a part of my life from that point on. And now I'm old as dirt, and it's still a part of my life. And it's going to be until I can't play or sing anymore.
Yeah.
And then I'll still probably do it.
It's the boobs for me.
All right, fair enough.
No, but for real, first of all, Queen as the band you grew up singing along with? You pick Freddie Mercury as the guy that is just the sing along?
Hey, if you're going to go, you go hard. Man.
Yeah,
That's
no
all there is
doubt.
to it.
I
guy had
went
a
with what was
range.
in my dad's record collection, and it was like Queen. I had the Queen Greatest Hits and like Styx, and so I was pushing hard when I was a
No
kid.
kidding.
No kidding, man. So let's see. So you guys definitely see yourself doing this in the next 5 to 10 years?
I'll be doing it no matter what.
Yeah, oh yeah. I don't know how to do anything else. I'm like 20 years now, and if I go, we go a week without practicing, I'm getting angry. You know, I need to get it out, and it's what I do.
Yeah.
That's it.
What about you, Jake? See yourself doing this in 5 to 10 years?
Hopefully.
Awesome.
Even if something, knock on wood, what's the Def Leppard drummer? You lose a limb, you don't know what's going to happen, but I'll still play.
Very cool. Well, hey guys, let's get back into some more music here.
Ooh, what's next?
Aisha. Tell us about that one.
There you go,
Yeah, Randy, tell us about that one.
This is
We
a
don't
song
discriminate.
This is a song about interracial relationships. A girl that I was dating for a while ended up breaking it off with, and she was hot at me because there was another girl that I was talking to, and she was out with friends the next night and just happened to go by my place and saw that girl's car outside of my apartment. And
and then he was on an episode of Cops.
What you gonna do tonight? Are you going downtown? Are you looking for a fight? She was trying to come over and see what was up if she needed to, start some trouble.
Oh crap! Did you jump out the window in his hall or?
Oh no, man, she didn't stop. She's cool. Honestly, she's super cool, and she's been a super good sport about having a song written about her.
All right. Well, this is Aisha by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM.
Aisha, what you gonna do tonight? Are you going downtown? Are you looking for a fight? Are you trying so hard to get a little of it all? Making little problems big and bigger problems small. Aisha, hey! Will you take over the city or be taken from behind? When we hit the pipe, you never know just what you're gonna find. Do you need another daddy who can take care of it all, or a loser you can push around and lead him by the ball? The pedal to the metal when I get under the hood. I'll be the one you want, but I ain't the one you should. Your body's saying yes and yet your mind is saying no. Either way, you know that one of us is gonna have to go. Aisha, what you gonna do tonight? Are you going downtown? Are you looking for a fight? Are you trying so hard to get a little of it all? Making little problems big and bigger problems small. Aisha, hey! You're gonna grab it by the horns, gonna take you where you please, gonna walk up to the heavens and you'll get them on the knees. When you show no need to keep on cutting down your enemies, keep on cutting till you start to see the forest for the trees. The innocent space and you look at what you've done, you'll get to see the price of all the toys that you won. Your picture on the wall is just an image caught in time, with a great big smile telling everybody that it's fine. Aisha, what you gonna do tonight? Are you going downtown? Are you looking for a fight? Are you trying so hard to get a little of it all? Making little problems big and bigger problems small. Aisha, hey! The pressure builds up until you think you're gonna pop, and you think of all the things you love and how they ought to stop. And the ground is slowly wearing all the happiness away. Better grab a hold, cause it might not come back another day. Keep on pulling that thread until the sweater comes undone, and it feels so cold even when you're standing in the sun. Maybe then you'll sold on through the fading memory. Wonder where I went and if you'll ever make it back to me. Aisha, what you gonna do tonight? Are you going downtown? Are you looking for a fight? Are you trying so hard to get a little of it all? Making little problems big, bigger problems small. Aisha, hey!
DNP 102.3 FM. Thank you for tuning in to another edition of Saturday Night Live and Local. Again, we are joined here in the studio by Last Day's Pay. You just heard the song Aisha from them off their album Pink Slip, which you can listen to on Bandcamp, or you can visit their website, lastdayspay.com. During that song, we actually had somebody call in. Somebody by the name of Danny. You guys know Danny?
We know a few Dannys. I mean,
There's a lot of Dannys out there, man.
I don't think he specified which Danny we were hearing from, but he wants to know how you guys feel about the Akron-Canton punk scene and whether or not you think it'll be carried into the national spotlight.
I really think that the Akron-Canton punk scene has a lot of spark right now, and there's a lot of really great bands. Bobby Bubonic and the Plague, Dead End Job, and Murphy's Children. People like this. when we go out to play shows, it's phenomenal to be up and perform, but it's also phenomenal to get to see all the other acts that are around here. And as far as what I catch from like the national, punk scene, I haven't really been sparked by a lot of it. But every time we do a local show with local bands, I always walk away going, "Man, that was awesome."
Yeah.
And I think that with a proper kick, that Akron Canton could be the next home of punk.
That'd be awesome.
I see it as 3 different places, right? You got Chicago, you got New York, I guess 4. You've got over in L.A., that kind of area.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Akron Canton. We have a lot of really good musicians. We have a lot of really good people. And I think the thing that sets everybody apart is that we cultivate it, right?
Yeah.
Everybody helps
absolutely.
everybody else out. There's never been a situation where I've thought, oh, man, these guys are jerks. They're just doing it for themselves. It's always, how can we help everybody else out? We've helped people get, recordings. We've helped people get shows.
That's something we kind of noticed when we were first getting into the scene, was there wasn't a lot of cohesiveness. Like, bands knew of each other. They knew of different venues. And but they didn't really play around. They didn't, mix it up a lot. And that's something we've always tried to do, is not play with the same bands all the time, not be playing the same venue all the time.
Right.
Try to, we're always looking for the young new bands to have out the show. They might only bring a couple people out, but they're breaking their chops. They're getting their feet wet the same way we did back in the day when we were just begging to get shows.
Well, that's one of the things that Jeremy Hahn from Spiderwood really dedicated himself to the local scene. We lost him last year, was it?
February, yeah.
Oh, my God. It doesn't seem like...
Yeah,
But he was all about bringing everybody together, and punk, metal, it didn't matter. As long as you were a musician and you had the will to play, he wanted you to be a part of it. And he was a great guy, and he helped so many of us find each other and find venues and find homes.
Very cool. So what are the big venues up in the Akron Canton area that you...
Our home away from home is Chuck's Steakhouse, South
Okay.
Street in Akron. That's kind of, Jeremy Hahn got us in there for the first time, and we got hooked on it, and that's probably where we play the most. Empire Concert Club's a really good one. They've been really good to us.
Yeah. Annabelle's, we played over there a few times.
Yeah.
What was that country bar we played at?
Oh,
Nashville
Casey's
Nights.
Nashville Nights.
Yeah.
Cool
That
little
was
place.
cool. That was a good place.
That was really
Scared
fun
like
time.
75% of the crowd away as soon as we started playing that night.
But the people that stayed were amazing.
Yeah, it was fun. Down in Canton, you got George's, Sadie Renee's. We'll be playing Sadie Renee's later this month with LA Knights from Akron. That's our next show we have coming up January 30th.
Awesome.
That's a fun little place.
Plug
Shameless
it.
plug.
Plug it. Plug it
Yep.
again.
January 30th at Sadie Renee's in North Canton. You can see Last Day's Pay and LA Knights.
There you go.
And maybe boobs.
Maybe boobs.
Probably.
and the panty scarf.
Yes, they bring out a very hair metal-y crowd, so it gets a little wild when we play with them. We always have a good time with those guys.
Cool. So, is there any acts in the area that you guys want to play with that you haven't played with yet, or?
Was it Maid Myriad is one?
Maid Myriad
They
we've
don't
never
really
had a
play a
chance.
lot. And I'd love to play with those guys.
I'd like to play with Crack again. I think those
Yeah,
guys are
from
really
Cleveland.
cool.
Those guys are awesome. Super Irish, and 12 people on stage while they're playing. And it's got to be the right venue for those guys.
That's
They don't do it anywhere.
CRAIC?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's Irish.
Really?
I swear
Okay.
that's how you pronounce it, though.
Yeah. Well, and since we're down in T County, a band we don't play with enough, the Gunt Punchers.
Those guys are
Good
cool.
friends of ours.
That's with a G.
With a
Yeah.
G. Yeah. Great dudes down here. We love playing with them. And it's been a while. We need to get
Yeah.
that going again.
Yeah, they've played over at Bud and Tootie's a handful of times.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever play over there?
We haven't
not.
yet.
Really?
We actually had one show booked there, and that was the only show
No,
we've
we were
ever
supposed to
canceled.
play at the other one.
No, it wasn't there. It was,
Front
yeah.
Street.
Oh, that
Yeah.
was.
And we
okay.
had the only show we've ever canceled, because all of us were just so sick.
3
we
out of the
couldn't get off
4,
the couch.
and all 3 singers were sick.
Yeah.
In 2 years, we've probably done 50 to 60 shows, only canceling one. I'd say it was pretty successful on our part.
Yeah,
so.
no doubt. Very cool. Hey, let's get back into some music. The next track we're going to play from you guys, this is off of Pink Slip as well, which, again, you can hear, the listeners, you can go and hear that at their Bandcamp. It's lastdayspay.bandcamp.com or lastdayspay.com.
If you've got some iTunes or Amazon gift cards for Christmas, you can also download our album on there, iTunes or Amazon MP3.
Awesome. Very cool.
We're also on Spotify.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool, man. So you guys are you're
We're
on
out there.
Reverb Nation, too, I know. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, getting yourselves out there. Awesome. Next track we're going to hear is Hit the Floor. Tell us a little bit about this
We're
one.
going to take a hard left turn here. He's coming. This is a ridiculous bass riff I wrote 10, 12 years ago, and no band I was ever with could make anything work with it. And Chris and I goofed with it for a while, and one day Randy just starts rapping, and we're like, well, that's a song now.
Yeah, I think Jake and Chris were actually both upstairs, or at least Chris was.
I wasn't. I
remember
remember
Chris
I
fell
ran
down the steps trying to get downstairs so fast we were playing it.
I started rapping, and he came down like, we're doing that!
Yeah.
It stuck.
All right, let's hear it. This is Hit the Floor by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM.
It takes on you, uphill, outnumbered. You try to stay true to your mind, what you think is right, what you're gonna do when the cheers of the many round the screen for the few. Suffering don't mean a fucking thing. Long as your favorite show keeps you chuckling, turning blind eyes to the cries of the ones that've been left behind. You close the door, but you feel so confined. Yeah! Yeah! You hit the floor, you take a stand. You were a boy, now you're a man. No real advice, no real control. You lose your mind when you tell your soul. You grew up a hellion, now you just stand for socially acceptable rebellion. But when the star dies, it lies everywhere it shines. You quit the game and cut the ties. Or maybe you left the front lines, but no matter how hard you try, your thoughts still rewind to the good old days and good old nights. Remember the passion before it hits the fight. Yeah! Yeah! You hit the floor, you take a stance. You were a boy, now you're a man. No real advice, no real control. You lose your mind when you sell your soul. Putting everybody else first and coming up last. If you need proof, just look to the past. Martyr after martyr, death after death. Murder each leader till there's nobody left to take control. Remember your role. Now go back home and act sensible. The only way to survive is to stop being weak and never give up when it looks bleak. Yeah! Yeah! You hit the floor, you take a stand. You were a boy, now you're a man. No real advice, no real control. You lose your mind when you sell your soul. You lose your mind when you sell your soul.
Saturday nights, live and local, from DNP 102.3.
Shame and pain. Past mistakes don't teach good lessons.
DNP 102.3 FM. That was Forbidden Fruit by Last Day's Pay. We are joined here in the studio by them right now. And why don't you guys tell us a little bit about Forbidden Fruit?
Forbidden Fruit is actually a song about sex addiction.
I like sex addiction.
But
math can be sexy.
1 plus 1 plus 1
Two.
What's?
Oh, you're thinking of the
the
song
three-
we're playing later.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, but that one musically came together really weird. I mean, it's just
I think I wrote everything from that musically.
Pretty
all the
much,
time,
yeah,
And
and
we
there
all
was-
came in and brought
Yeah.
awesome.
it was
awesome
one of those
parts.
weird ones, like, in the early days where we're like, this is nothing like what we were expecting to be playing, but it works and it's fun, so we're going to stick with it. And
Awesome. Well, we are now joined here in the studio by our photographer, Vanessa.
Hi,
thank
Vanessa.
you so much
Hello.
for showing up.
You're welcome. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
And also, we have Periscope going on right now.
Yeah.
At Last Day's Pay, if you have the Periscope app, and you can watch it right now. And it will be available for 24 or 48 hours after this. I forget. You can still watch it.
Very
Pretty cool little app. Yeah, technology.
So we had a call from Jeremy, who's actually watching on Periscope right now from Akron. And he wanted to say, first off, keep on rocking.
Thank you,
Will
Jeremy.
do.
And his question is, any rap songs coming up in the future?
Not at the moment, but anything's possible with us.
I
mean,
wouldn't rule it out. I
yeah.
had so much fun with Hit the Floor that I definitely want to do at least another couple of shots at it to see if we can come up with anything that's got that kind of spark.
Yeah.
I want the 80s hip hop. Bring back the Heavy D and go old school with it. That's
We'll get you a mic so you can.
that's it.
All right.
We need a hype man for that.
Earlier, I asked you guys if there were any acts locally that you wanted to play with. My next question for you actually is, if you could perform with any, musicians, any band whatsoever, who would you want to perform with?
That's a tough question.
Oh, I could
There's
talk
so
all
many.
night long
Yeah,
about that.
it's
yeah.
ridiculous.
I would. I think all of us would like to play with Rancid.
And No Effects,
Yeah.
Bad Religion.
Bad Religion and Social D would be my top 2 bucket list, if at all possible. Yeah.
And I'd love Iron Maiden. Anything.
I would
like
open
that.
for Iron
Bill,
Maiden.
if we
I would
were
open
on
for
with
Rick
Iron
Astley if
Maiden.
he came around. Nickelback, they're pretty sweet.
Oh yeah. Hinder.
Oh man.
I hear
Taylor
that band,
Swift.
I hear that band Nirvana's doing some pretty cool things these days. Those guys would be pretty good.
A lot of people losing their head over that.
Oh.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
Never.
I don't
Totally
know.
okay
It's
with
been what, 14 years
20
now?
years or something. I don't
Yeah.
know. It's long enough.
It's been a while. I think it's okay.
There's a ton of bands is the gist of that. We could all list off 400
Yeah.
easily that we'd love to play with.
So my next question for you is a pretty tough one too. All right, if you were only allowed to keep one album in your collection, what would it be and why?
Pink Slip by Last Day's Pay.
Yeah. The self, thing. It sounds stupid, but I love our music. That's why that's why we make it, because we enjoy it. And so yeah, I listen to our stuff all the time. But if I had to pick something else, it'd probably be "And Out Come the Wolves" by Rancid. That's been one of my favorites since I found out about punk. My Aunt Judy and I used to listen to Rancid all the time. We watched them on Saturday Night Live when we were down on vacation once, and I was just hooked after that.
Yeah. So you mentioned your aunt. You told me the last time we talked actually about a pretty interesting story and how you got turned on to punk rock and heavy music in general.
Yeah. She, I was always into, rock and roll stuff, but Judy used to drive me to confirmation when I was in, the 9th grade, and I'd go over to church and learn about the Bible and everything. But the whole way there, my Aunt Judy would be blasting, the Sex Pistols or the Ramones or Billy Idol or stuff. And it was all really good, and I loved every bit of it. And it's just, I always looked forward to the car ride because I always knew I'd be listening to some really great tunes.
That's too cool.
I think these guys didn't get to answer the...
the album question.
What album would you have, Jake?
Spotlight.
Monster ballads. The 80s
that's
hair
what I
metal
call
love.
Music 7.
Yeah.
Much better than sex. Much better than sex.
What about you, Joe?
Against the Grain by Bad Religion. That would probably be number one for me.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Chris?
Probably In Keeping Secrets of Silent Earth from Coheed and Cambria.
All right.
Vast departure from everybody else.
Gives the listeners a pretty good idea as to what your influences are and everything right there, that question, that's for sure. I want to get back into some music. We just heard Forbidden Fruit. The next song we have coming up is going to be Identity.
All right.
Tell us something about that one.
Back to the punk rock here, definitely.
Yeah. This is a song that Joe and I wrote the lyrics for. He had a set of lyrics that he was trying to work with, and he'd been fiddling with them for a while. And I just went over to his place one night. We sat down on the couch and hashed it out, and it ended up being really...
It started out, it was a song about a guy who was trying to be a superhero for someone, and it was kind of whiny, and I couldn't make it work. So Randy's like, well, what if he becomes a villain? So we ended up, it's our one song that really tells the story from start to finish, that comic book nerd influence on us here. It's our ballad, I guess. Not slow ballad, but in terms of telling a story kind of ballad. But.
All right, awesome. Yeah. Well, this is Identity by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM.
1, 2, 3, 4. I will fly around the world and carry you in my arms. I'll keep you safe at night and protect you from harm. I'll sweep you off your feet when the world comes crashing down. I will hear your cries when no one is around. I tried to be the hero, but you never saw my face. Now I'm just another headline, soon to be replaced. I'm all that I can be, all I can be. Man of every woman's dreams, giving more than I receive. This is my true identity. 1, 2, 3, 4. You didn't like my costume. In the shadows I now stand. Tried my best to save you, but you wouldn't take my hand. The cut was deep, but I still healed. When you moved on, you moved so fast. Now I got a brand new outfit, and the old one's in the trash. I tried to be the hero, but you never saw my face. Now I'm just another headline, soon to be replaced. I'm all that I can be, all I can be. Man of every woman's dreams, giving less than I receive. This is my true identity. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your weakness gives me strength. My power outgrows yours each day. Nobody can stop me. Medals from my battles on display. Now when you cry for help, no one will come at all. You wanted me to save you, but I laughed and watched you fall. I tried to be the hero, but you never saw my face. Now you're another headline, soon to be replaced. I'm all that I can be, all I can be. Man of every woman's dreams, always looking out for me, always looking out for me. This is my true identity.
That was True Identity by Last Day's Pay on Saturday Night Live and Local right here on DNP 102.3 FM. And, of course, we are joined here in the studio by Last Day's Pay right now. Coming up next, we are going to hear another song from you guys called Battle Scars. Tell us a little bit about that one.
This is another straightforward, start-to-finish, old-school punk rock song. I think this was the first one of, in our group of early songs that I kind of wrote music and lyrics and just kind of brought it in and said, and see if we can do something with this. And these guys ran with it immediately, and it turned out to be a pretty good song.
I actually get to play lead in this one.
You do. Randy shows off his solo
go.
skills. But this one, it applies to a lot of what we do, what we try to do in the local scene. It's basically just about sticking together. Everybody, we get one chance at it, so let's take a shot at it together.
All right. Very cool. This is Battle Scars by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM.
Down your face, tired, hungry, poor we are, scraping crumbs out from the jar. We are lost, where we'll be found. We'll burn this city to the ground. Each star is a story, every drop of blood a tale. All this pain will lead to glory, and side by side we will not fail. Each star is a story, every drop of blood a tale. All this pain will lead to glory, and side by side we will not fail. Leather jackets and ripped jeans, Molotovs and kerosene, weary eyes and battle scars, uniforms of who we are, hand in hand into the night, burning buildings give us the light, win or lose it matters not, they will know that we have fought. Each star is a story, every drop of blood a tale. All this pain will lead to glory, side by side we will not fail. Each star is a story, every drop of blood a tale. All this pain will lead to glory, side by side we will not fail. Each star is a story, every drop of blood a tale. All this pain will lead to glory, and side by side we will not fail. Each star is a story, every drop of blood a tale. All this pain will lead to glory, and side by side we will not fail. These battle scars are medals, this trail of blood on tail. Keep your foot on the pedal, there's no way that we can fail.
That was Battle Scars by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM. As always, thank you to everyone who's listening for tuning in to this awesome show we have going on tonight. Happy to announce, actually, coming up here pretty soon, we're going to hear another song off the album, and then after that, we're actually going to get into some live acoustic stuff.
Oh, boy.
So I can't wait for that one.
Yeah, we haven't. We did an acoustic show about a year ago, and I'm itching for another one. It's been a long time. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Awesome. So the next song we're going to hear from you guys, this again is off Pink Slip, which everyone who's listening, you can hear this on their website, lastdayspay.com. This is called When the Smoke Clears. Tell us a little bit about that one.
This is a song about chasing what you want and the realizations that sometimes it's not as easy to get where you want to be as you hoped it would be. And sometimes it takes some sacrifice on your part in ways that you weren't hoping to get where you want to go.
This is a song we actually weren't playing it very much for a while, and then our good friend of ours, John Lane, with Rock Rage Radio, just started playing it all the time, and he was telling us, I love this song, and we were like, well, we need to play this all the time now. He's playing it out there, he's hyping it up for us, so let's bring it back. And it was weird. It's one of those songs where we were kind of like, I didn't really feel great last time we played that, and then we practiced it, and we're like, why aren't we playing this more often? Because it's a good tune.
All right. Very good. This is When the Smoke Clears by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3.
The life you want is not a gift, it's a goal to overcome. If you don't fight, you get a zero sum. And it don't matter how you fantasize, romanticize, you gotta do the work or it's all lies. So when the smoke clears and everything you wanted disappears, who you gonna turn to? When you get left behind and there's no more free ride, you gotta learn to count on you. If you can't find the time to live your dream, that's fine. You won't stop me from living mine. And if you wanna cry, well, that's your choice. It's your life, but don't you ever forget why. So when the smoke clears and everything you wanted disappears, who you gonna turn to? When you get left behind and there's no more free ride, you gotta learn to count on you. Another pipe dream floats out on the breeze so quickly, taken away. Another kick into your self-esteem. Where you gonna go? Down on your knees. So when the smoke clears and everything you wanted disappears, who you gonna turn to? When you get left behind and there's no more free ride, you gotta learn to count on you. Count on you. Can't count on you. We can't count on you.
That was When the Smoke Clears by Last Day's Pay on DNP 102.3 FM. Cool, and we are about to hear a live performance from Last Day's Pay right here in the studio. Again, if you guys have any questions for the band, please feel free to call 330-343-1023 or hop on Facebook and check out the Saturday Night Live and local page and leave a question for the band there. We're going to get into the music. The first song we're going to hear from you guys, another personal favorite of mine from yours, is Pub Crawler's Anthem. How did this song come to fruition?
This was actually the first song that we ever had as a band. I'd written the guitar part and the lyrics, and I brought it in to these guys to see what they thought, and apparently they liked it because we're still playing it.
All right. So I guess we're going to hop right into it. This is Pub Crawler's Anthem live in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local on DNP 102.3 by Last Day's Pay.
Oh, when the sun goes down on this wasted town and the dreams of the young men die, if you feel beat down every time you turn around, then you're no different than I. It's hard to man up with an empty cup and a guitar on the side of the street. Boil up more noodles and boil your brains in the upstairs summer heat. And every day that passes you survive. And sooner or later this town will have to kiss your ass goodbye. You're not alone. We're there, we're here and everywhere, going through the struggle and not knowing what to do. We've been down and out and black and blue, but in the end we're always gonna make it through. If you wanna be tough and you wanna be free and you want to feel alive, first you gotta learn how to take the hits and never say die. Cause the time for sitting on your ass is long since passed away. Our trials may be different, but the suffering's the same. And every day that passes you survive. And sooner or later this time will have to kiss your ass goodbye. You're not alone. We're there, we're here and everywhere, going through the struggle and
Thank you.
That was Last Day's Pay live and in the studio here on Saturday Night Live and Local with Pub Crawlers Anthem. Excellent song, guys. How long have you guys been playing acoustic?
This is our second ever performance that other people have heard.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's an interesting thing for us. Every now and then we'll bust out the acoustics and mess around, but we want to get out in front of people and do it more because it's fun to do and we feel like our stuff translates well. But
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds great.
It's so much better to transport just a guitar too.
Yeah.
More than anything.
oh yes, definitely.
Now, when you guys write your songs, do you write them on acoustic or do you do it on electric?
Depends. I do a lot of writing on acoustic just because it's easy and I don't have to like put in any effort. If I have a cool riff in my head, I can just run over, grab the guitar, and da 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 da, and then we got Pub Crawler.
Yeah, there you go, man. Awesome. The next song we have from you guys is called Home. What's this one all about?
This is the full title is actually Home is Where the Heartache Is.
Okay.
And it's about poor relationships.
So the name pretty much puts it all out there.
Yeah. All right.
It's typically one of our angrier songs, so we feel like it actually translated decent to acoustic. So.
Awesome. Let it out, man. Unleash it. This is Home is Where the Heartache Is by Last Day's Pay live and in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local.
Gotta escape, gotta get away. Sick of dealing with the same things every single day. Yelling and fighting, screaming and crying. Keep pushing us apart instead of uniting. Running your mouth, feeling 10 feet tall. Till I put my fist through the plaster on the wall. Slam another door, stomping on the floor. Get into the car, I can't take it anymore. Bloodshot eyes and clenched up fists. Home is where the heartache is. When I'm gone, you won't be missed. Home is where the heartache is. Didn't know better, couldn't see the truth. You don't hurt the ones you love, you hurt the one that you abuse. Putting me down, follow me around, making sure I don't do any other things you don't approve. Never good enough, yelling in my ear. All my friends and all my things, they start to quickly disappear. Being alone, being with you, I gotta get away and it's long overdue. Bloodshot eyes and clenched up fists. Home is where the heartache is. When I'm gone, you won't be missed. Home is where the heartache is. You've always got the road. Hey, 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 hey. You've always got a song that you can sing along. You've always got a way. Hey, hey, to make tomorrow better than today.
That is Home is Where the Heartache Is by Last Day's Pay. And again, this is live and in the studio right now on Saturday Night Live and Local. Went to the Facebook page, which again, if anybody wants to ask the band any questions or just has anything that they want to say, feel free to let us know. Our very own Dan Slentz, who is heavily involved with the station and is actually listening remotely right now from Florida.
Hey, groovy. Thanks for tuning in.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you, Dan. And Dan wanted to say that he tuned in remotely. The band sounds great. Loved Pub Crawlers Anthem. And acoustic sounds incredible on the air. And he said it reminds him of Ohio U for some reason.
All right.
That's all right.
Party time, yeah.
So, now, earlier we were talking and on one of the breaks. And anytime somebody tells me not to ask a story, I have to ask a story. Apparently there's a story behind falling off the stage.
Chris Tuttle, tell the story. I will never let you forget that, ever.
So I think the beautiful part about this story is that stage is not the word you might want to use. Like, it was about the height of a curb.
Okay.
And there had been some imbibing in certain spirits to certain extents that may or may not have been a solid life decision. Let's call it that. And I was preempting doing a really sweet jump, which apparently I thought was like for about 2 seconds, but I was apparently sitting crouched for about a minute and a half, just waiting for it to come out. And when I jumped, I totally nailed the jump. The landing just did not stick, and I ended up tumbling and falling.
Tell about the power slide, too.
That one was legit. I power slid into a solo, and the power slide was great. Nailed the solo, started to stand up, and twisted my ankle. There's a reason I don't do much moving anymore when we're playing, and it's because of stories like these.
Very good. Well, actually, I think I'm looking outside right now, I think this is probably the most people that we've ever had in the studio for Saturday Night Live and Local.
This might be the most people we've ever played for in our life.
Who's out there, guys?
I've got my cousin Jim and his wife Leanne. My wonderful girlfriend Amy Gibbons is out there as well.
I've got my cousin all the way from Pittsburgh. He came all the way just to hear this.
Awesome. Thanks for making the trek.
And my lovely girlfriend Megan.
All right. Anybody else out there? Does that cover everybody?
There's some people from
And,
Jay.
my girlfriend Whitney's out there with our kid Jada, and she's 8 years old, still rocking, trying to start them young.
There you go.
I came here alone.
It sounds so much sadder as the last comment.
Joe, you came here with us.
Oh,
You're never alone, buddy.
The struggles of a bass player.
I'm okay with that.
And we're also joined in the studio by Todd Garper. Todd, thank you so much for showing up, man. It's good to see you. Let's get back into another song. We have Breathe Deep coming up. I know this song pretty well. We'll tell the listeners about it.
This is a song about sniffing panties.
There's really no way to say it without just get.
As much as that sounds crass and horrible, it's actually a delightful, lovely, romantic song. And it just,
That's what
we do
started the panty scarf, right?
Yeah, that started the panty scarf, and we are doing a panty drive right now. We're going to make a Breathe Deep video, and we're collecting them. So, ladies,
We need
bring them out to
lots,
shows.
tons.
We need a lot, and tons, and I mean all sizes, big and small.
Just put it this way: we need to fill an entire drum kit.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a show coming up. Plug that one more time for us. Let the ladies know where they can bring their panties.
They can bring their panties to Sadie Renee's on January 30th, where we'll be playing with L.A. Knights. I almost said Nashville Knights.
Awesome. All right, well, this is Breathe Deep by Last Days Pay, live in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local on DNP 102.3.
so I can breathe deep. They say I'm crazy, but you still think it's hot. How much I smile when I catch a whiff of your what? Now when I'm walking home, I go commando. I made a monster that never lets my boxer briefs go. I gotta see you again. Get a new pair, yeah. It's the end of the day, and I think you're really great. So will you please just leave your panties tonight? You don't have to put out, but if you're gonna tease, would you please just leave your panties tonight so I can breathe deep. Breathe deep. Woo! All right.
That was a fun one. That was the song that inspired the iconic painting scarf. It was Breathe Deep by Last Day's Pay, right here live and in the studio on Saturday Night Live and Local. Guys, we got a question on the Facebook. Julia Bump.
Oh, Julie. Hi, Julie. She's watching on Periscope from San Francisco. Or San Jose, I'm sorry, at the moment.
Awesome.
All the way out west.
That's quite the audience we're reaching out to. We got Florida, we got California.
Yeah, we
got
do what
Akron.
we can. Yeah, we try. We whore ourselves out pretty hard, you know. Do what we got to do.
She wants to know which song each of you, what is your favorite song off of Pink Slip?
Oh.
I gotta say, Breathe Deep.
Yeah.
It's so tongue-in-cheek, and it's silly, it's romantic, it's fun. It's like, it's just such a feel-good song.
Yeah. I mean, it was nothing but smiles the whole time in the studio when you guys were playing it. So.
I think that's my favorite overall. I think the recording, Hit the Floor, I think was amazingly recorded, and we should definitely give a shout out to James.
Yeah, James Couts recorded our first album, and he was a boss. He got a really great sound out of us. He's a good dude.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you guys can go to lastdayspay.com and you can hear the album, from start to finish yourselves on there. It's also on iTunes and
iTunes, Amazon MP3, Spotify, Bandcamp. We're all over the place.
There you go.
So if you look for us on YouTube, you'll find us there.
Yeah.
So whatever you fancy, check out Last Day's Pay. You can hear the album there. Joe, what's your favorite song on Pink Slip?
Because it's me and I love listening to my own voice, Battle Scars, definitely. That and Forbidden Fruit I can listen to over and over again. That one just does not get old to me. So.
Right on. Jake? All the way down there?
I don't know. I probably have to go with Dust Off the Dream. Just the faster.
It's Jake's favorite song on the planet of ours.
That's my. Am I allowed to say? Gonads to the walls because I can't.
You can say balls to the wall. It's fine.
Balls to the walls. I like to play that song crazy fast and just as hard as I possibly can. And yeah, that's just one of my favorite songs in general. So
absolutely
awesome. So I understand that the listeners are actually going to get a sneak peek off the upcoming album.
Yeah, we've played a lot of the newer stuff live electric before, but this is the first shot at acoustic for a lot of these songs. So starting right now is all stuff that'll be off of our next CD, and tentative title's Walkout.
And that's been the talk so far. It's not set in stone, but that was the first song we wrote for it while we were still making the last album, so it's kind of stuck around there, but we're in the early stages still, so we'll see how it goes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So this is your sneak peek at the upcoming album that is yet to be determined as far as the title goes. This is called Three-Way or the Highway?
Yeah.
All right.
I love the reservation in your voice there. It's well warranted.
If you like the last song, you're going to like this one, too.
All right. This is Three-Way or the Highway by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio on DNP 102.3 FM.
I know my love can be a hard day's work, and baby, that's not fair to you. I wanna take with are girls that like the girls I like, yeah. So lay back and darling, hold on tight, 'cause 1 + 1 + 1 is gonna be alright. What you need, some will shade, some will lie. It's not about greed. All for one and one for all. We're gonna stand together till together we fall. I don't want monogamy. Whoa, you and me ain't better than crazy. Time to get up on the byway. Whoa, 2 ways to go, 3-way on the highway. I don't want monogamy. Whoa, 'cause you and me ain't better than 3. Time to get up on the byway. Whoa, 2 ways to go, 3-way on the highway. I don't want monogamy. Whoa, 'cause you and me ain't better than 3. Time to get up on the byway. Whoa, 2 ways to go, 3-way on the highway.
That was 3-Way or the Highway, live and in the studio on DNP 102.3 FM by Last Day's Pay. And again, that was off the upcoming album, and that was the first time I think it's ever been performed acoustic. Correct?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome.
That was a great song.
Well, thank you guys very much for giving us that sneak peek.
He's got to pick up his guitar before we can move along.
No problem. The next song we have coming up is it's called Sunset. Chris, what's this one about?
I'm going to let Joe take it. Oh,
Okay.
I wrote it. Chris sings it. I mean, it's basically about making those tough decisions in life. And you stand at a crossroads and not sure which direction to go. And you know, the uncertainty, what's to come. And that song came out of it.
All right.
This is a cool one because I think you had the lyrics way ahead of time. I came up with the rhythm, and I think deep in your head you were like, all right, we'll hear what he has to play, and I'm going to sing it.
And then Chris sang it, and it was like, well, there goes that idea. And it was a funny thing because it was a very personal song, and I tried to get music for it for a long time and was never happy. He takes it for like 3 hours and just busts this out. So can't fight it when it's good, when it works.
All right. So this is Sunset, live and in the studio on DNP 102.3 FM by Last Day's Pay.
You guys good?
Yeah.
Now the sun is setting and I don't know who to be. I look down these 2 paths that I am torn between. Should I lay in the shadow or step into the light? Or run into the night? Hold it back, it's alright. I look into the deep inside. Choice remains based on sight. Would have closed mine and try to hide. Motion blur this constant choice. A mystery leaves no clues. I scream for help but have no voice. The path is alone and choose. Now the sun is setting and I don't know who to be. I look down these 2 paths that I am torn between. Should I lay in the shadow or step into the light? Or run into the night?
That was Sunset by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio, right here on DMP 102.3 FM.
That was another great song.
Yeah, it was. Awesome.
Thank you very much.
And it's so cool that we're hearing it all acoustic, too.
Yeah.
It's a little weird for us. A little weird.
Well, Jake's actually over there playing the bongos for our listeners who weren't quite sure what we have going on as far as percussion goes.
Yeah.
So we got the bongos, we got an acoustic bass going on in here, we got a beautiful Epiphone over there. And what's the story behind that guitar that you're holding over there, Randy?
This guitar that I'm holding right here, I borrowed from my buddy John, who works at the music shop in Maslin. And I mean, it cuts out every now and again, apparently, but it's been doing the trick.
That guitar has seen some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Years. That guitar can tell some stories.
Around.
It's got like numerous signatures and messages on it. And looking pretty punk rock.
Hell yeah. I got there's the Release the Kraken, too.
Nice.
I didn't even see this until I was loading it up, so that's awesome, John.
Very cool. Let's see. Coming up next, this is the song. Actually, I'll get to that in a second. I'm actually kind of curious. What's how do you guys go about writing your music? What's your process?
I've been in a lot of bands in my day, and I've never been in one like this where it's pretty open. Somebody just comes in and tries something. We've had a lot of songs that someone's pitched and haven't worked. We've had some where they've gone on the back burner for months and months, but we just all throw stuff out there. Nobody has an ego about writing. If it sounds good, it sounds good. You know, I'm really happy that we have that together.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think most of the songs have come about one of three ways. Thank you very much. Either somebody will come in with just a completed song, like Randy has frequently come in with full songs, vocals, and we've just added to it. We've had other situations where we have a riff and we all just build off of it. And then, oddly enough, we run into this trap where we'll say we're not writing any new songs, and then we'll jam for 5 minutes and have a song just from nowhere.
Speaking of, that's how this next song came to be. Randy just started playing a little guitar riff to warm up before practice, and I had written some lyrics one day, and I'm like, keep playing that, we got it. And 15 minutes later, we had a song.
Yeah.
All right. This is the first song that was written for the new album. It's called Walk Out by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio right now on DNP 102.3 FM.
Your boss.
Yeah, okay. All right, start it, Randy. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ain't your job 'cause you lost the dick. Chronic getting out of bed makes you sick. Hell in your soul just to get by. Just wanna spread your wings and fly. Haven't done anything you thought you would. Gotta stop saving for the greater good. Time to get out of this trap. Walk out the door and never look back. Walk out, walk out, walk out. You have nothing to lose. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. This life is yours to choose. Say goodbye to the seeds you've sown. Step into the great unknown. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You'll never be alone. Go! Da 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 da. Love of your life puts you through hell. Started to affect your mental health. Some days it feels like it's them or you. Heart screams out for something new. Life's too short to waste it all. You either stand up or you take a fall. Pack your bags and hit the road. Know you'll always have a place to go. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You have nothing to lose. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out.
Joe Thompson on lead bass.
Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You have nothing to lose. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. This life is yours to choose. Say goodbye to the seeds you sow. Step into the great unknown. Walk out, walk out, walk out, walk out. You'll never be alone. Go!
Right, that was Walk Out, live and in the studio.
I had fun with that one. I don't know
I
about
really
anybody
like
else.
that song.
You could hear the fun.
Oh, all right.
Well, I can't wait for the new album. These songs have been killer, guys.
Thank you so much.
I'm
We're
so
pretty
excited.
too.
Like we had some great songs on the first album. I'm super
Yeah,
proud of all of them. But we have, I don't know, I feel like they're downright killers for the second one, man. It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely. Jim, who's sitting outside the studio right now, had a question for Jake. He wants to know if you ever found that man-seeking man thing.
Oh, yeah, always. It's not hard when you look this good.
Men hanging all over him.
All right,
Thanks, Jim. That wasn't awkward at all.
Good question.
Keep them coming, folks.
All
We
right,
will.
guys. We have another song coming up by you guys called Ricochet. Another one off the new album.
Yeah, this song actually, the lyrics were finished about 30 seconds before we pulled into the venue for the first time we played it.
This song, Chris wrote the main guitar riff a while back. He and I played with it, and then we didn't play it again for like a year. And he was getting so mad, like it was just so angry. And we're like, when it happens, it'll happen. We promise. And then one night, it finally clicked. Finally came together how we liked it. So.
It wasn't even called Ricochet to begin with, wasn't it? It was.
No, it was
that
called
also,
Crown and Gown.
That was
Actually,
also changed like a couple minutes before the song or the show.
Yeah.
Or something like that too.
Yeah.
So.
All right. This is Ricochet by Last Days Pay, live and in the studio, Saturday Night Live and Local on DNP 102.3 FM.
Trivializing every social trend, true to what we are and true until the end. We've stood the test of time, but when I see your smile, I know that you are mine. Go! With the guitar of my soul and the heart of my slave. Heart of my slave. I've not made up money, but I got my shades. Just made up money, count for my queen. Count for and my queen. Heart to the ground on her punk rock king. Sugar and spice and half-inch spikes make everything you do twice as nice. Boots from soles up to your knees, you know just how to please. You know just what to do. Go! With the guitar on my shoulder and a heart on my sleeve. Heart on my sleeve. Oh, I'm not made of money, but I got what she needs. Skirt made of leather with the count for my queen. And the mohawk to the ground on her punk rock king.
we're here today. In spite of everything, shot off astray, somehow we found a way. Turn back this way, another ricochet. One chance, one way. 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 Another ricochet.
Thank you.
That was Ricochet by Last Day's Pay, live and in the studio here on Saturday Night Live and Local, DNP 102.3 FM. We are back here in the studio in the after hours at this point with Last Day's Pay. I'm just going to ask you guys straight up. Do you guys want to play some more music off the CD? Or you just want to wrap it up?
That's fine. Say if you wanted to play, you know, you were mentioning Dust Off the Dream, hit that to head out here. That wouldn't be a bad way to end the night. I don't think.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't think so either. I personally requested over the break we got some Dust Off the Dream. So we're going to go ahead and get that one going here, and then when we get back, we can say thanks and wrap it up and call it a show, guys. It's been an awesome show.
Oh, thank you so much for having us out. This is a
Man,
blast. We
dude,
love this.
This is awesome. I mean, me and Chad say this every single weekend. Like, when we get to do this, this is like we get our own personal private show. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't get any better than this.
Yeah, definitely.
It's been awesome, guys. I love your music. I mean, thank you. I'm not just saying that either. All right, so we are going to hear Dust Off the Dream off of the album Pink Slip by Last Day's Pay right here on DMP 102.3 FM. Dust Off the Dream off the album Pink Slip by Last Day's Pay. And again, guys, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
Been such a good time. I want to get some thank yous out there. I want to thank our photographer, Vanessa, for being here in the studio with us.
Thank you, Vanessa.
I want to thank our friggin' awesome our engineer over there, Chad Fellbush.
Executive engineer.
Without him,
Executive engineer.
Without him, this show would absolutely be nothing.
Sitting here talking to each other.
Yes. So thank you, Chad, so much for that. I want to thank everybody who's outside the studio right now for coming and supporting the band. It's the biggest audience we've had on the show so far, so thank you guys so much. I want to thank the James Short Memorial Foundation for, again, donating these headphones to us because we have ended up using every single pair. And, again, without them, we would not be able to do the show. I want to thank all of our listeners, everybody on Facebook that's had a couple questions to ask, and all of our callers as well. And you guys have anybody you want to thank?
Thanks to DNP 102.3 for coming, giving us the call and bringing us on, dude. This was super fun. Thanks to Jim for getting us in touch with Tyler to make it all a reality.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for everybody who listened on Periscope, checking in Facebook questions. Those friends of ours that did that, making us look like people care. There might only be 5 of them, but they're the best 5 around. The best 5 we want to have.
Where is you guys' next gig?
So once again, January 30th, we'll be at Sadie Renee's with LA Knights and probably one other band to be determined. February 20th, we will be at Stone Tavern in Kent with a killer local lineup. It's also Hemingway Hammers, which is one of the best punk bands coming out of Cleveland. Wild band, great guys.
Great band.
Yeah, Murphy's Children out of Canton, good friends of ours, and also Super Awesome Macho out of the Akron area. A bunch of really good dudes there, too. And then February 26th, we will be at Empire in Akron for one of the best young up-and-coming bands, Bobby Bubonic and the Plague, will be releasing their first album. We'll be playing that show with those guys, and great dudes. We're really looking forward to that one. They've earned
dudes
it.
And chick.
Yeah, and a chick. So that's pretty much everything we have booked right now, but, we're working on this album and we want to get this done and, put it out there for everybody to hear. So stay tuned, keeping the loop on that one.
Yeah, and as we mentioned earlier, you guys are on pretty much everything. Of course, you can go to lastdayspay.com. Do you guys post your tour dates on the website?
All of our concert dates are generally upkept on lastdayspay.com. If they're not, email us and tell us we're freaking slackers.
Yeah, everything's on there. We keep up on Facebook. Twitter and whatnot is a little much for us. We're old and we forget they exist.
We don't really understand things like Instagram.
Hashtags and whatnot. Yeah.
If you leave messages on bathroom walls, we'll probably see it.
More likely than that on Twitter.
If we don't, one of our friends will, yeah.
Awesome. Well, again, guys, I can't thank you enough for being here. It's been a great show. Also, want to let the listeners know, be sure to tune in next Saturday. We'll be joined in the studio by the Vaughn Brothers. It's going to be another great show on Saturday Night Live and Local. And I think that wraps up the show for the night. So, again, thank you, everybody in the studio, the band, Chad, Vanessa, everybody outside. It's been a great show. Thank you to the listeners so much for listening and tuning in to Saturday Night Live and Local. We are signing out.
Rock on.